guys, my name is Mac from 105.7 The Point. I'm here with Matty Healy of the 1975. I have a couple questions from some fans that they tweeted at us that they wanted you to answer.
Okay.
Okay? So the first one is a Christmas question. Andrew Gegg wants to know, what is one toy that you always wanted as a kid but you never got?
Oh, but I'm white and middle class, so I always got my toys. I'm joking. I think, well, it's true. My favourite toy was Gremlins. Was a big deal when I was younger. Remember Gremlins?
I'm
you
not
might be
sure.
a bit young for Gremlins. That makes me sound old. But there's this character called Gizmo that was this cute little teddy bear. And by modern standards, I can't really equate my obsession with a teddy bear to modern kids' obsession with anything. But this teddy bear was my life.
Right.
It was like a huge deal. I had it for like 3 years, and then I lost it when I was in Lanzarote. And that sucked. But that was my favorite toy anyway, Gizmo.
There you go, Gizmo. At Condi Replay wants to know how you guys decide what the production will look like for each song.
I mean our live show.
Right.
Well, it was on this album. It was quite. I don't say easy, but it was quite simple because Tobias, who worked on the show with me, we worked on it so closely before we were even thinking about doing a show. So as I was making the record, because he lived in LA and he's one of my best friends, I would just talk him, even when we were making the record, I would talk him through, when he came to listen to the songs, I'd talk him through color schemes and things that I associated with in my brain. I think it's very trendy now to say that you've got like synesthesia. That's like the new cool thing to say amongst musicians. So I don't think that's true.
Right.
Well, I don't think that, it's not like, I very much have a visual vocabulary along with the musical that goes with the song. I don't know if I wouldn't say it's like like people call it a thing.
Right.
But I very much have a kind of a paradigm of colours and stuff that I work from. So I just kind of deliver it to him, and then we slowly figure out what song emotionally fits what colour and stuff like that. It all sounds a bit pretentious, but it actually makes sense when you do it.
Well, I think it would be easy having a friend, someone that's there with you throughout the whole process. Right?
Yeah, of course.
As you're writing the music, as you are seeing these colors.
He truly understood the ethos of the project from the beginning. So yeah.
Amazing. At Jessica, I think that's how you say it. She wants to know, and I think this is an amazing question, what is the last concert that you've been to that wasn't your own?
The last concert I went to that wasn't my own was the Kanye show when he ran off stage because of that tragedy that happened with Kim in
robbery?
France. The robbery? You were there? I was there. We weren't on side stage, but because it was a show, it was like us, Bryson Tiller, Chance the Rapper, and we'd kind of been hanging out together. So we all went to watch the show together. Chance obviously really close with Kanye. And then when that kicked off, I saw his face and I realized something really serious there, because I was watching it and I was like, oh, it's Kanye.
Right.
Kanye being Kanye. Some serious That was the last show that I was at. But yeah, which is quite an intense one.
Yeah.
I should probably go to another one.
Yeah.
Soon.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
At Ello, it's Ella. What has been your favorite venue or city to perform in?
Oh, I mean, that's really difficult, I mean, you don't really have a favorite. I mean, people are always looking for the differences as opposed to the consistencies, which is what I notice more. People are always like, what's the difference between this fan and that fan, or that fan and this fan, or this group and that group? And it's the consistency that you notice most of the time. I'm constantly on tour, so I'm constantly checking the name of the place on the set list, which makes me realise that all of these kids that come to our shows, they're all kind of exactly the same wherever we are. So we've had just as good shows in Salt Lake City that we've had in London and you know what I mean, and places like that. So it's always amazing, obviously, to turn up in New York and play like a big, it's the main city of the world. So, but I just like, even when we went and played in Torreon in Mexico, it was still the 1975 show. We just take that show, that little world, and we set it up, and we do it, and then we leave. It doesn't really matter where we are.
Yeah. 2 more questions left. At Taylor perhaps wants to know, if you could trade bodies with someone for a day, who would you choose and why?
I'd probably just choose to be Donald Trump, and then start all of the legislation of resignation, start all of the nightmare that would be resigning. Right. Get buried in paperwork within 24 hours, and then by the time I'd exited his body, the process of resignation might be under underway, be a massive problem for American democracy, but I'd feel a bit better about myself. I wouldn't choose that. I'd probably choose like Michelle Obama, because she's like my favourite person, I think. Well, I don't know. I just in this world of kind of everyone being drowned out by these kind of regressive ideals, I think a strong, powerful, sexy black woman in politics is very, very important. And I love Michelle Obama. I've got a bit of a crush on her. A bit of a mum crush and a bit of a kind of want to make out with a crush.
Right. And our last question comes to us from @IntolerantVegan. You used to tell the fans to put their phones away and be in this moment together. Why did you stop?
Yeah, I did. Well, I think it was. I suppose they want a more interesting answer than the fact that we changed the set. I used to do it for one particular song for me because I always felt it kind of came from the fact that I felt quite fragile delivering that song. So delivering it to the back of loads of phones felt at odds with the way that I felt about the song. So yeah, exactly. And then I was like, well, hold on. If we're having this personal moment, let's have it. Let's not have it later or before or share it with anybody else who isn't here. Let's all be here, which encouraged people to put their phones down. I do it occasionally, but then again, I also understand what it's like living your life in a forum. And one of the things that I always say now is that I'm very aware of how we validate our experiences through documenting them. I'm just as bad as anybody else. As soon as I see anything that is worth documenting or that I find beautiful or whatever, that my first thought is, I need to capture that. Reminding people that telling people not to do it is very different to reminding them that they don't have to do it. If you remind them that they don't have to do it, then people are like, oh yeah, what am I doing? Well, I don't have to, I'll just use my eyes. But when people go out on stage and they're like, oh, put your phones down. It's like, dude, it's 2016, like, you've got a phone backstage, like, like, don't hate.